Hey, it's your boy Chango coming at you with another video. This video is Carnival Worker explains how the games rip you off. Brought to you by Theo Von Clips. You know, I did a Theo Von video yesterday, which was crazy. It was the Trump one, right? So that was awesome. But then this, it came on my feed, and this looks pretty entertaining. A little bit different than what I normally do. But I'm excited. Let's get right into it.
What about, so take me into some of the games.
Yeah, the games. The games are fun.
Let's get
They're
into some of the
definitely
games.
interesting.
Because you had the booths, the game booths,
Yeah, we
right?
had game booths. We own some. My brother still has, I think he still has one or two. You know, they're definitely not as profitable as they used to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to have all kinds of games. I mean, a lot of them are illegal now. You know, maybe I should throw on, maybe I should throw on some like shades or something if I want to spill secrets, like the magician telling us secrets of the.
About the games? Yeah, if you want to put some on.
No, I'm just kidding. They all know who I am now anyway.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
too late.
Well, because I know there was videos that came out years ago about like exposing all the games or whatever.
Oh, really?
I didn't like that shit. I knew that you pretty much weren't going to win.
No, there's some that you are not going to win unless they want you to win.
Ah.
If they got enough money out of you and they got a good tip going, there's a big crowd.
Or if you're in a wheelchair or something, probably. If you're
Maybe it all depends on how much money you spent.
Yeah.
And then like if they got a nice crowd and they want to keep that, and a lot of like if the crowd is really like they've been there a while and they really want to see that dude win and he spent enough money and you know you could get if that dude wins, everybody's gonna stop playing.
Yeah.
You know.
So the part of it is some strategy.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of strategy to it.
What was one of the games that was the toughest game to win, probably, you think?
The toughest to win, like legitimately. Well, so there was some that just can't be won.
Okay. So take me like, what is one of them?
So like the cover the red spot. You guys ever have that one?
Cover the red spot.
So there would be
cover the red.
a big red circle.
Yeah, and you get like little discs.
Discs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could not be won legally.
Oh.
There would be one that could be won on that the guy would show you how to do it on because that one can be won.
Okay.
And he would always use that one. And I've worked that game before, so I know how it's done. And then you have all the other ones. The circles are just slightly too big to be completely covered.
Oh, so the base circle?
Yep. There it is.
Ah, cover the spot. Okay.
So you see how that one's covered all down there with the 5 discs. It's completely covered. So sometimes those red circles are just slightly too big where it's mathematically impossible to cover it all.
Dude, the saddest part, I just remembered this. So my brother, he was like the older brother, you know, and like he like was trying to win a game and I knew we didn't have much money, you know, so like he kept trying to win and like I knew it started to be a little bit thing like I got to win this. My brother's watching me, you know. And he fucking didn't win. And I could feel it just break his fucking heart.
Oh, man. I have seen
God, I
so
just
many
remembered
hearts
that.
broken.
Really?
Oh, my God. I've seen families broken up.
Oh.
I mean, they've spent their whole mortgage, lost a car, like lost everything. Yeah. They even traded their kid in, like trying to win. I swear to God. Sometimes you'll see the kids still up there as a prize now. You can win them.
Yeah, you guys want this stuffed bunny with a cleft palate, or you want Ricky? Like, nah,
we got a real life ginger over here.
We gotta feed Ricky, man. We'll take that Hoppy, the cleft palate fucking Easter hero over there.
Man. If you got a gambler playing, you know, somebody that gambles,
they know what's up.
No, they lose everything because they want to win. They want to win, and then you tell them, "Hey, man, if you win, not only will you get the prize, but I'll give you all your money back.
Oh,
every dollar you spent, I will give it back if you win." Want to play again?
That is wild. You want to play again? Holy shit. You just lost everything. Do you want to play again? God, people like that I never understood, like, logically speaking, the house always win. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in business. Like, my wife wants to go to the fair or like the carnival or whatever every now and then, and she wants to play those games, and I just, no, right? Like, the only one that I would play is like where you gotta shoot the water into the fucking target, right? And you're playing against someone else. Well, someone's guaranteed to win, right? So, like, logically speaking, that one, if I play against my wife and it's me against her, one of us is winning, right? That's 50-50 at that point. If I'm playing against another random person, now it's, 1 out of 3 chances to win, right? So, like, you have a better chance to win. Maybe it's not the grand prize, but those things are fucked, man. I've won before, but maybe I'll save that to the end. So stay tuned, right? Let's carry on.
Wow. And now a gambler is not going to say no.
And how hard is it? Have you ever had to run somebody up like that?
I kind of have. By the time those games are I ran the red spot and stuff, but I was a kid. I was still a teenager then, so I wasn't a real agent,
But were there some people that were good at it?
Oh, man. Wow. They were so good. Like, when I was a real little kid and before I was working, I would, sit on the counters with some of these guys, because they're not busy, and I'd sit down and hang out, but then all of a sudden a mark would walk by and they'd get them. And I would just see them run them up because, like, you pay your bills, right?
Yeah.
Theo, like, you pay your bills every month.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just don't worry about paying me up front. Just keep playing. I'll tell you how much you owe at the end.
Nuh-uh.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think is the most you ever seen somebody lose on a carnival game?
I've seen somebody lose a car. Like, legit had to give up their car.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Who's going to enforce it, though?
Well, because they're gamblers. Like, most gamblers pay their, like, if they have it, they'll pay their debt. So they'll go get the title and sign it over right there to keep playing.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you ever been to a casino? Like, some of these gamblers are like, they lose everything.
I'm amazed at somebody. Yeah, I have friends that are real successful, and I'm amazed at some of these guys that just go gamble all the time.
I've seen people, like, and eventually, like, they'll go home and they're like, I just got hustled, and then they'll end up like going to the cops or something like that and coming down the next day, and you got to squash the beef and make everybody happy. Like, I've seen that happen.
New Hampshire man loses life savings on carnival game. Let's look at it.
I probably saw that.
Epsom, New Hampshire, from the Salts, I guess. Henry Gribome says he lost his life savings, $2,600. Damn.
On a life savings
carnival game, and all he has to show for it is a stuffed banana with dreadlocks. Wow.
Oh, you got the dreaded one though.
Dude, BLM, bro. That's all I'm saying, dude. Yeah, at least you got the dreaded banana, dude. Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. Those games are illegal now, though, up there.
Well, it says you're expecting the kids to win a few things. Let the kids have a good time, said Gribhome. It just didn't turn out that way. Gribhome says he attended a Manchester carnival run by New Hampshire-based Fiesta shows. You mentioned them.
That's us.
It is?
That's who we worked for.
Wow. And wanted to win an Xbox Connect at a game called Tubs of Fun.
Yeah, I'll tell you about that one.
Where contestants toss balls into a tub.
Ain't happening.
It isn't? What is it?
So the bushel basket, that's what it is, the Tubs of Fun. So they take those, remember those old Apple bushel baskets?
Oh, yes, I remember
and
this.
they'd be up on the side.
Yeah, like at an angle kind of.
Yeah, at an angle kind. And you got to toss the softball in there.
Yes.
Yes. There it is.
Oh, there's some guys getting it right here.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a trick to it. Do you see how he's doing it? You got to give it a spin, and it's got to hit right on the edge.
I see.
So it'll kind of like use its momentum to stay in there. And they're using plastic ones too. I don't know.
Right,
if
go back to the bushel baskets. Can you find the bushel baskets?
They might be just as hard.
The one we're talking about.
It's the same game, but those were made of the wooden ones, like the original Apple bushel baskets.
Yeah. So take me through it.
So what the problem with those?
They were at like an angle, right?
Yeah, it's that same thing as that with the plastic ones, except they were wooden. They just won't stay in there. The softball's so light and bouncy, and the back of those baskets are just so bouncy as well that they would just bounce out. You can't get the ball to stay in there.
Damn.
It's really, I mean, if you know a trick and like they were doing, if you could get the right backspin on it and hit it right at the edge, you can get it to stay in there. But how they get people so easily is the guy sitting in the booth can easily toss the ball in there from his angle. It'll easily go in there and stay in there. And then you give the other ball to the guy and be like, look at how easy it is. Throw the ball in there and give him here's a free shot. See how easy it is. And then they throw it in there. And because that other ball is already in the basket, it'll deaden that second ball, and that second ball will stay in. So now people are like, oh my God, that was so easy. But now when you give them the balls, they don't have that first ball in there, and they won't get that ball to stay in there.
Wow.
And you're like, no, it's like this. You know what you're doing wrong, bud? You're hitting it in the wrong place. Watch what I do. Watch what I do. And you take that ball, and you're like, just like this. Throw it in there, and it goes in. And you're like, here's this ball. Watch, try it now. And they do it, and they're like, oh, I did it. You're right. And then you give them both balls again, and then they can never do it again. And you just keep it going, keep the cycle going.
Dude, I remember there was always the weirdest energy when you were the kid and you were up there at the thing. Once you'd engaged in the conversation with the booth guy, if you're a kid, you're like, you start to feel like, man, I got to play now. I already started talking to this guy. You know, I know only got a couple of bucks here. What am I going to do? You know, and then you would play, and then you would fucking.
So before I forget, so the dude, they lost a bunch of money to get an Xbox Connect. I get that was kind of cool, like maybe 10 years ago, right? But like after the fact, I feel like people realized quickly that those things sucked ass, right? And just think, like, not only did you get hustled, but you got hustled in attempts to get a Connect. Holy wow. God, that sucks. I would feel like such a dummy head, right? Like, you're going after something that's fucking stupid, right? Holy wow. Anyways, let's carry on. I'm getting a kick out of this. Fucking like, share, all that bullshit if you enjoy this, right? Subscribe, all that stuff. Let's carry on.
Miss the first one and you'd be like, I am such a fucking loser.
Yeah.
I am a loser, and
they know you're not going to win too, and they're just trying to get that $2 out of you and get you out of their hair.
God, that was hard.
And I'll tell you what, if Eric Adams was there, he would have found out that there wasn't an Xbox in that box.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so you're saying that if they have the prizes, some of the prizes aren't even in the boxes?
No.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, because they know nobody can win it. So why you're not even going to put a real prize. They just put PlayStation boxes and Xboxes, I mean.
Damn. Dude, and the craziest...
Eric Adams will probably find the yayo that's hiding in there, but... What's in here?
And Mitch is talking about the episode with, who were we with? Shane Gillis, when we looked at Eric Adams video.
Yeah,
That was so funny, dude. Yeah, that was a crazy video. I can't believe they're doing the drug searches like that. But yeah, but sometimes we would win something and it would be a felt Elvis or a felt picture of a something.
Oh, I remember those felt pictures.
Remember, it was like neon and felt.
Yeah,
so
some of it would be felt, like not all of it.
Yeah, if you had a black light or something, it would look like you'd be able to see it really good.
Oh, and the posters, they had those felt posters.
That's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember
sometimes
those.
we would win those.
I forgot about those. Yeah, the Start Art games, like the ones that you throw the dart at.
Oh, that was fun with the balloons?
Yeah, the balloons are a hustle though too.
It is?
Oh yeah, because they don't always have because
you had to have a dot behind it or something?
You had to have they'd have different circles under there, and they'd say small, medium, large, like what size prize you win, and they would never have an extra large up under there. Oh. Or if they did, it would be under like a really like barely blown up balloon, so the dart would always bounce.
God. Because I based how I felt about myself for the rest of the year on how well I did on these games. that was the thing.
Yeah. Even the Start Art game, like if you didn't get that dart right in the red.
Star dart?
Yeah, that's what we called it, the Star Dart, where it was like you had to throw a dart, get it in the red, and it couldn't touch the border around it. It would be a black border around the red star. And if it touched any part of the dart was touching the black just a little bit, you didn't win.
Oh.
And the thing was, if you'd think it would be in there completely, you're on the ground, you hit it, and you're like, oh, did that go in? And the person working the game would go up and look, and if it was all the way in, but it was close, he would just touch it a little bit and push the dart so it would touch the black.
Nuh-uh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
You just have to do it nice and smooth. So you just barely push the dart up a little bit, so it'll start touching the border and be like, "Oh, you're so close, bud. Come on up and take a look. You'll see it's touching the black."
I don't even remember that one, Star Dart. I remember they had the water horse, but that was a competition against other people, so somebody always won.
Yeah. I mean, there are ones that are slower than others.
Yeah.
Naturally, like the games, like you could hit them both at the same time, and one just rises a lot slower than the other one or blows up the other one.
I remember, sometimes it didn't even make any sense. So I remember one time it was like ring the fucking fish, and they had fish swimming, and you just throw the fucking rings in there.
Get a fish.
Yeah, you didn't get shit. You're like, how do you even know if you got it? The guy was like, you lost. You're like, oh, fuck, dude. I'm a loser, man. 12 more months of winter. It's like Punxsutawney Phil, just seeing your fucking reality.
Oh, man.
Each year when I went, it was like, God.
Seeing your allowance
I forgot
go.
how much, I based my, like, who I was off of that, man. And just like, because I would save my money each. You know, I was very particular about saving my money. So when we go down there, I'd have I'd plan ahead, and I would get I would keep my money in like one of those those purple Jim Beam bags, you know? You remember
with the drawstring?
Sacks?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I would keep my money
Crown
in there.
Royal,
yeah,
too.
the Crown Royal bag.
Yeah.
Sorry, the Crown Royal bag. And I bring it down there, and God, dude. This felt horrible.
There's the
ring toss. That was one. Now, that was fun. I will say this, because you know why? Because you got a bunch of rings.
Yeah, and they can't lie to you. You're either getting it on the bottle or you're not. Like, that's a legitimate game. Those are still around.
Right. That was a lot of fun, I remember.
Those ones are a hustle.
Oh, yeah, the weighted.
They're weighted. Everybody knows that now. But
and we're looking at the weighted milk bottles.
Yep.
And the softballs.
Yep.
What was so hard about it?
Just they're weighted. They're not going to knock over with the softball. Because you'd fill them with lead or cement or whatever, and the top one would be empty. So if people said, "Oh, they're weighted," you would just grab the empty one and hand it to them and be like, "Oh, look at dude, they're not weighted."
Right. Oh, wow! There was one other game we used to play where you would like slide the money, and it would you would pay and get these thing of coins, and you put the coins in, and it would push.
Called the splash down is one of the ones we called it.
Yeah, it would move the coins forward, and sometimes it would push a little like an actual quarter would be on top of them. It would push a quarter off for $1.
We used quarters in ours.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. There was sometimes, depending on the state, sometimes you had to use coins. Sometimes you could use quarters. In Maine, you can use quarters.
Yeah.
And so, but those are a hustle too.
Are they?
Yeah, because there's a couple different ways they hustled it. Sometimes there would be something under the quarters of the coins. There's like this triangle right at the front of the lip. Mm-hmm. So when they're pushing, they push sideways. And if you want to see on the sides, there's the splash-downs. On the sides, did you notice before that there's an out of bounds? So the coins can push into the out of bounds. So you would put a lot of weight in the middle, so that instead of pushing forward, it would push to the side.
Yeah, because they could fall off to the side.
Yeah.
And if they fell off in the middle, you got it.
You got it.
Right.
But if they fall to the sides, the house gets it.
Yeah, that was it right there.
And so the more weight you put in the front, the more it's going to push to the sides.
Fucking scale.
Sometimes people would glue that shit down.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. You know what it taught you, though? It taught you about loss, man. It taught you that life is going to you're probably going to lose.
Yeah.
You know? And you're probably going to knock somebody up.
What did that have to do with anything? Probably going to knock somebody up. So, story time. It's probably one of the highlights of your boy Chongo's life. I was fresh out of the Marines, right? I was fucking probably like 20, 21 at the time. And I went to a Six Flags. And they had one of those things where it involved shooting. Well, I was a fucking Marine, so I fucking rifleman first, right? Like I fucking knew how to shoot. So it was one of those, like you had a pistol and it had like a baseball in front of it and you shot it and you had to knock over some shit or something, right? And I saw this Asian chick and while I was standing there, I probably saw her lose like $80 while I was standing there. And she had been there for a while. Like, she just kept losing over and over. I mean, like, she was one of those gamblers, right? Like, one of those gamblers that just lost a bunch of money. I mean, if I had a guess, man, she probably lost at least like $200, right? So then I'm like, all right, it involves shooting, and I'm a Marine. let me give this a shot, right? And of course, I had a date with me, right? So that was fucking. I'm like, I'm either gonna look stupid, or your boy Chango is gonna be the hero, right? So there was a lot at stake, right? So I got the pistol, I got the ball, I shoot it, and it missed so bad that it was embarrassing, right? And I'm like, fuck, dude, I need to make this up, right? So there goes $2 or whatever. I want to say it was like $2 each roll or something. So then I tried again, and then boom, your boy Chango was a hero. I got it the second try. I fucking did it. And they gave us this big ass fucking teddy bear. It was so big that I had to cut off one of the limbs to fit it in my car. I had this little ass fucking coupe, like 2-door fucking car. Little Kia at the time. And it didn't fit in the car. Like I literally, like me and her were sitting there trying to like push it in, and it didn't go very well. So I had to cut the one of the legs, I believe. Yeah, it was one of the legs to get it in. That shit's wild, man. For that was a good night. That was that was a good day, right? Made me feel like the hero, right? But yeah, that was pretty badass. You know, I had a good experience there. But for the most part, this shit's a scam, right? And I don't like to gamble, especially if I know the house is gonna win, right? I mean, and I've always had that mentality. So had I missed the second time, maybe I would have tried 2 more times or 3 more times, right? But your boy Chango wasn't gonna empty his pockets doing that. Fuck that, right? And you know, just recently, so I've never done sport betting ever until just very recently. So it was Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou in a boxing match, right? And so it was like 12-1 odds or some crazy shit. Like Francis was supposed to lose, but those of you that know boxing or MMA know that he's got power, right? So I'm like, if I'm ever gonna bid on the underdog, this is it right here, right? Because he can crack. And so maybe I'm biased, but very biased, but I feel like fucking Ngannou should have won. That was fucking rigged. So those of you that follow that shit, you know that was fucking, shit got stolen from him, right? At least I think so, because I'm a little biased, like I said. But yeah, these carnival games, man, it's just crazy to me. People that go to casinos and all that, like, fuck, I'm in the wrong business. I need to go do that and make a shit ton of money and just fucking take money from people. I can win a car, right? So people are giving up their titles and shit. Like, holy wow. Taking people's $2,500 life savings. Holy wow. Like, that's insane. and fucking all that for a Xbox Connect. Holy wow. God. That had to have been at the height of it, right? Cause that shit fell off quickly. I fucking fell for that shit too. I fucking bought an Xbox Connect because I thought that was gonna change the way people gamed. Like, I thought that was the future, right? And fucking turned out it wasn't. I mean, it's just crazy how shit like that works out sometimes. Like, everybody thought 3D TVs were gonna be it, right? But no, that wasn't a thing either. Anyways, it's all I really got. You guys take care. Peace out.